If you are traveling with a lot of other people and you're trying to stay in contact, you can also text them aboard. So you can message people that are in your stateroom, or if you like make friends on the cruise, you can do that as well. So if you're trying to make plans with somebody, you still have like a lifeline basically to keep in touch.
Which is good, because if people don't know out there, you don't get Wi-Fi on the ship. So your phone is basically rendered useless as soon as you sail away. You can't make phone calls or anything like that unless you want like insane international roaming charges. Or if you like buy a package on board, you can do that, like if you need the internet or whatever, but they're like ridiculously expensive for like not a lot of megabytes. Which just like avoid doing that at all costs.
Yeah, that's another tip too I had, was like, as much as you want to like be on your phone or like stay connected to the real world, just don't get Wi-Fi. You do not need it. You do not need any sort of like international calling plan or whatever, unless you are like severely concerned about somebody at home or something like that. I totally get.
But it's nice to just like unplug. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on is things that you book in advance or ticketed events. There are things on board that you do have to look at in advance. The last cruise we went on together, you made plans for us to do the princess gathering.
Yes, so like a princess meet and greet basically.
And those tickets, if you book in advance, and you could book on the website or by calling, those tickets will come right to your stateroom the night before whatever the event is. That's nice, so you don't really forget these things. When you're on a Disney cruise, there is something called rotational dining. So every night you eat in a different restaurant, and it's a good restaurant. Like,
so good.
There's 3 of them on every ship, and you get a ticket in the beginning that'll say what order you're eating in. And even if you're eating at the same restaurant twice, the menu changes. So Pirate Night will be a different menu. If you're like an Animator's Palette 2 nights in a row, you'll have Animator's Palette normal menu, and then you'll have the Pirate Night menu. But then there are options to eat at these specialty restaurants that they have on board. And every ship has Palo, which is like an Italian-inspired, fancier restaurant than the rotational dining.
Yes.
And Palo offers brunch and dinner, and both of those are $30 extra. They are so good. So we love the Palo brunch. It's like incredible. And what Palo brunch is you go in and you sit down and you have like a full buffet of everything.
It's like amazing.
It's hard to explain, but if you look at some of my old cruise vlogs, Magic Vlog Part 1, you can see the buffet, but there's just like amazing stuff. And then you have like an a la carte menu, so you can order brunch items. So you can order like a Mickey waffle, but you could also order
a fancy Mickey waffle.
Yeah, a fancy Mickey waffle, or you can have pizza or ravioli or like all these things.
Oh gosh, yes.
And it's well worth it. I would say.
Yes, I've done brunch now. I try to do it every cruise now because like I'm obsessed.
So good.
I have done dinner as well. I like dinner. I haven't had anything at dinner that I was like amazed by, but I always like recommend, of course, go because it's very good. But the brunch at Palo is literally amazing. The brunch that we did on the Magic in October was the best brunch I've ever had on a cruise. Honestly, the best meal I've ever had on a cruise. It was so good. And this past cruise I went, because if you don't get a reservation online in advance, you can also go into like one of the restaurants they usually have set up, and you can like try to make last minute reservations for it. Again, it's not something you have to do. It is just amazing.
So fun. When I was working on the ship, we like would go to Palo as a special treat for dinner like once a month if we got off at 8 o'clock. So like I've eaten a lot of Palo dinners now, and I could say like I've grown to like it a lot more. It's very good, but they have the chocolate souffle is like their big thing. So if you eat at Palo dinner, get the chocolate souffle. But when I was on the ship, I loved they have this Dover fish that they bring table side and like debone for you, which I think is like
do that.
Pretty cool.
It is very cool.
It's like a 6-course meal, I think. There are like, there's like your appetizer, your dinner, and your dessert, but then like in the middle there's like a sorbet, and at the end there's like a little shot
thing.
So it's very nice. It's a nice meal, and especially if you're like on a date or with your like girls, you know, it's fun. And then Fantasy and the Dream have a restaurant called Remy. So Remy is American and French inspired. I've gone to Remy one time for dinner. So I have not done the brunch or the dessert then. Neither has Shannon. I have done the dinner, and I will say it was the best meal I've ever eaten in my entire life. You could book those in advance if you call or if you book online.
And same with the Princess Gathering or like the Frozen meet and greets. If you don't get them online, you can always go as soon as you get on board to see if they have any tickets open. I've seen lines that were really long, so I don't usually do that. If I get them early, I'll go. If I don't, I don't.
There are also different things on board, like champagne tastings, whiskey tastings.
Every year that I go on a cruise, I want to do champagne tasting, and either it doesn't work out or it fills up. So in January, when I was with my family, I decided to find an alternative. So we actually found a mojito tasting on Castaway. It was amazing. So I think it was maybe $20, and you still have to pay like a gratuity, of course, but it was, I think, 6 drinks, and you make them all yourself. So for us, it was, you made like a mojito, and they showed you how you like muddle like the mint and the lime, and then they put ice in your cup and you fill it with like the alcohol and the whatever other stuff is in there, I don't know. And then each time you make a different flavor. So we made like a mango and a berry, and they put like the fresh berries in, and you get to muddle it yourself, and it was so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yes, and I did the mixology class, and you got to like do your own muddling and stuff at the table, and they like would bring things out, and then they would like bring out finished drinks as well, and it was, I believe, 6 drinks, so we were like pretty, we were feeling pretty good by the end of it, and it was so fun. I would recommend it as well.
Another thing that I did for the very first time was the spa. So I've had a pedicure at the spa last year. It was a treat myself sort of situation. It was a $70 pedicure. I liked it a lot. I did it on the Nassau day, so I was able to like see everything. I could see Atlantis. I was the only one in there. It was really nice, but a $70 pedicure is a little extreme.
It's a once in a lifetime experience. It was definitely.
Right? But this past week, I did the Rainforest room for the first time. So the Rainforest room is a section of the spa, and you can either buy like a single day pass or a multi-day pass. And they have 2 jacuzzis in there, and then they have 4 different showers, and then 2 or 3 saunas. So what we would do is like we would go sit over by the jacuzzis. They have these really cool like heated chairs, and so you kind of just lay in the chairs for a while. It's so nice. You read a book or just like look out because you can see all of the ocean. Yeah. It's beautiful. And then when you get like bored, or if you need to like move on, you go sit in the jacuzzi for a few hours. We were told that you get like a free scrub whenever you have a day pass. Later, we found out it was if you purchased a multi-day pass, you would get a scrub. But we ended up getting them anyway. So they have like an orange vanilla scrub, and then a lavender scrub, and a chocolate mint scrub. So it's like a salt scrub that you use. So I did the lavender, and what we would do is we would put the scrub on, go sit in the sauna. They have the 2 saunas that are in the Rainforest room. One looks like a death chamber, and the other one looks like a nice spa retreat. Like there's one that's like all black inside. Yeah, it is scary.
But there's a window to see out the
barely.
The ocean.
You can barely see anything out there. Oh no, I'm sorry. There are 3. There's the one that is outside that you can see. There's another black one that you cannot see.
Can't see in there. Okay.
No, it was awful. So we didn't go in there because it was literally so hot and miserable. But we did like the one that looked very like spa-like. It had sinks in there. It was really cute. So we'd go put the scrub on, sit in the sauna for like 5-ish minutes or however long we could stand it, and then go try out the different showers. So each shower has a name, but they all have like 3 different settings, 2 to 3 different settings, and you just like go stand in the shower, rinse off your scrub, and a lot of them have like aromatherapy, so it's just really relaxing, just like go back and forth and back and forth.
That's a really fun thing to do on Nassau Day, because nobody likes to get off at Nassau.
No.
If it's your first time at Nassau, maybe get off, but like after that, you know that people do the dream cruise with the Nassau stop to stay on the ship.
Yes.
Nobody gets off at Nassau because it's just not...
There's not much there other than Atlantis. So when I went on the Dream for the first time back in, 2011, one of my goals in life is to go to every place where Mary-Kate and Ashley filmed a movie. And so for my graduation gift, like we went on this cruise, and my parents like paid for us to go to Atlantis for the day. We did a whole tour of the resort. I took thousands of pictures, all where Mary-Kate and Ashley filmed. But after that, I was like, I don't ever need to go back. Like, there's really nothing in the city that you're there. Like, we did get off the ship last week because one of my roommates had never been, and we just walked around the area, and there's just not really a lot to see.
It's not as much fun as being on the ship. I agree. Why wouldn't you be on the ship where you can get your food for free, where you can swim, where you can do all those things? but on the ship, like,
yeah,
you know. So I would just recommend staying on the ship.
I would too. Something about the Rainforest room that they did tell us, and I had read previously, is that the spots on at-sea days and Nassau days can fill up very quickly. They only sell a certain amount of day passes each day for the spa. So on days like Castaway, they probably have a lot more open versus an at-sea day or a Nassau day when people may or may not be off the ship. So just make sure if you do decide to do a day pass, you get to the spot really early. They usually open at like 9. So if you're there as soon as 9, like, you're fine.
Yeah, plus a really nice thing about the Rainforest room is you could use it all day.
Yeah, it's $27 now for a day pass. And then with tip and everything, it was like $31.
It's like a cheap way to enjoy the spa all day. Still, $31 is not bad for an all-day pass.
Yeah, it's definitely not. If you do go to the spa open house on day 1, so like on onboarding day or whatever it's called, embarkation day, you get to kind of take a tour of the Rainforest room, and it is just so breathtaking. It's beautiful.
Another really nice thing about cruise line is throughout your trip, they will have so many opportunities for you to win things. So one of the things on the days that you get on the ship is every time they always have a spa raffle. So if you go, they'll literally raffle off a Rainforest room pass, like all different kinds, like 10 things. And
gift cards for the spa.
And there'll be a lot of people there. But they also have DVC previews. Like multiple times a day, every day, and at the end of every preview, they raffle off a $200 stateroom credit.
And I have won it before, but I was unable to accept it, so it went to somebody else. But it is really fun just to sit through. They always give you a drink. And like, it's fun to hear about DVC, but they do other like giveaways. I did a Star Wars Day at Sea cruise, and they gave out like Star Wars Day at Sea Turvis tumblers, so you can win those. I mean, anyone can win anything except me.
So my whole cruise, one cruise, I was on a 7-day on the Wonder, and me and my friend I was with, we went to the DVC preview like 4 times, and at the last one, I won the $200 stateroom credit. So that was nice. You get a free drink, and then at every DVC preview, even if you don't win something, you get something at the end. So I've gotten
a pin.
I've gotten pins with Lilo and Stitch for like Alani. I've gotten a really nice print of Walt and his wife on a ship, not on a Disney ship obviously, but on a cruise ship. Just like you get nice little gifts. But building off of what Shannon said, for Star Wars Day at Sea, when I was on the ship for Christmas, Santa gives each kid a gift, and I believe it was like a mug or something like that. Just like look out, go to different things, even if you're not sure what they are. Happy TNG Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching part 2 of our giant cruise line tips video. Part 3 is coming at you very shortly. And
on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, yes. And we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.